Stockholm City in Sweden is building houses and skyscrapers made entirely out of wood. Is this actually a better alternative to concrete and steel? What about fire accidents, waterlogs, and other extreme environmental factors? And lastly, shouldn't we be saving the trees by planting more trees? What do environmentalists have to say about all of this? There are so many questions about this fascinating project. Let us explore the idea behind the wooden architecture, how these buildings were assembled, and why Sweden is choosing wood. You've probably asked yourself, what is Stockholm known for? Well, now you have an answer. Besides the Stockholm Syndrome, you can now think of Stockholm as a place where a magnificent wooden city would be built. Timber buildings have become quite popular and have been springing up in various parts of the world, especially in the Nordic regions due to the abundance of forests in nature. When it comes to wooden buildings, it has always been the most preferred material for construction in the Nordic region. As a matter of fact, just until the last century, most of the buildings and homes in this region were built with wood. Let's take a look at some critical examples. Old Porvoo, which is about 50 kilometers from Helsinki in Finland, is mostly wooden buildings. What about the historic Norriston town? The picturesque Naantali, Old Rama, and Finland's oldest city, Turku. These are all evidence to show that wooden buildings have long been the standard before there were developments in the construction industry, leading to the use of concrete, steel, and other materials. So does this mean that going back to wood materials is retrogressive? On the contrary, there are advancements in the wood industry that are innovative and far supersede what traditional materials can offer. We'll take a look at the advancement in wood structures and their advantages later on in the video, but first, here's what this mega project brings to the table. Stockholm's Wood City covers a massive 250,000 square kilometers, an impressive size which automatically makes it the biggest wooden construction project in the world. It is being developed by the company Atrium Lundberg. When the project is completed, it will consist of up to 7,000 office spaces, about 2,000 residential spaces, restaurants, shops, and other commercial spaces. It will have a major power generation system, which would likely be clean energy. The specific location for the project is in a place called Sickla, located in the southern, central part of Stockholm. Construction is set to begin in 2025, and the first set of wooden buildings will be ready for visitors by 2027. The project is designed by two firms, the White Architecture and Henning Larsen, and the project will cost a whopping $1.4 billion. The project will be utilizing timber, tons of timber. But why have the developers chosen this natural resource? And what is wrong with the traditional way of building? Let's look at things from an environmental standpoint. The construction industry has been active in terms of negative impact on the environment and is responsible for up to 40% of global CO2 emissions. Materials such as concrete and steel are carbon-intensive when used in building. Therefore, the use of timber is a low-carbon alternative and should be acquired from forests that are managed specifically for the purpose of construction. Besides being lighter than concrete and steel, timber is much preferred for its refreshing scent. It produces less noise and is easier to work with. Construction workers also report that it actually improves their mental health. When working with concrete, the walls are leaner than when using timber. This means that a lot of timber is required for the building process. So, where on earth would they get that much timber from? Oh wait, Sweden is about 70% forest and is one of the top exporter of wood-based products. I guess that means the resource for Wood City is very much within reach. Now let's talk about the structural qualities of these building materials. The type of timber used in this kind of project is the cross-laminated timber, CLT for short. It is specifically manufactured to improve the strength of the material and make assemblage seamless. The manufacturing process also fortifies the wood against fire. How exactly is this possible when we know that wood burns easily in fire? So, here's the trick. The massed timber panels are manufactured in such a way that instead of burning, they char very slowly, giving enough time for evacuation or extinguishing. The CLT technology consists of layers of wood that are somehow fused in a specific configuration to improve durability. Besides the integrity of the wooden materials, Stockholm's safety measures against fire hazards will ensure the safety of assets. Safety measures may include sprinklers, flame-resistant layers, and other forms of technology. Timber has become the new trend when it comes to construction. However, with the soaring recession, even the abundant timber is becoming quite expensive compared to traditional materials. Why is this project so important? A large number of buildings and homes are built with timber, so it's more of a traditional preference when it comes to places like Sweden. But why is this project iconic and worthy of emulation globally? It's quite obvious, isn't it? With the issue of climate change and CO2 emissions worldwide, the construction industry is partly to blame for the problem, and the only real solution is the adoption of large, sustainable projects that would cause significant changes in human activities and its detrimental effect on the climate. In the same vein, wooden structures provide tons of benefits, not just for the environment, but also for human health. Studies have reported that timber structures have better aeration, which leaves a positive impact on mental health and also lowers stress levels. It is also reported that it can store CO2, which keeps the air fresh. The Stockholm Wood City project is an ambitious one, with modern architecture that challenges the conventional methods of building. The project aims to create a transformed environment where sustainable living is at the epicenter, while taking bold steps in economic and social development. An additional advantage to the project is the geographical location and the all-year-round weather condition that favors this project. Imagine building a wooden city in a region that experiences drought and wildfires at different times of the year. That is the importance of adequate structural and environmental planning before embarking on sensitive projects. In order to see more wooden construction globally, there would have to be a viable source of timber that would be adequate for construction without adding to the problems of deforestation, which in itself is one of the major causes of climate change. If the Scandinavians can invest in low-carbon materials over a period of time to be able to harness more resources for construction, then so can the rest of the world. What are your thoughts on the wooden city? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Also, let us know in the comments if there's any construction project or luxury topic you'd like us to cover in our next video. We'll be happy to hear from you. That's all from us, and we'll see you in the next video.